Shortly after the late 1970s, early 1980s creation of a newly synthesized male archetype, Lethal Weapon and Die Hard further elaborate on this modern cowboy-type character and illustrate the man's figure in a way that would connect with a younger, more targeted male audience. From a young age, boys are taught that to be a man means you have to be tough. There was one set of unspoken rules that a boy must learn in order to become a man and maintain that masculinity. Much of society during this time period represented man as a rugged individual who goes against the grain. If something needed to be done, a man had better do it, and he can do it on his own. He isn't afraid of anything, and he can take care of himself. We see this modern cowboy archetype in both Martin Riggs and John McClane. While both men define what they do for different reasons, both feel that they themselves may be the only thing they can rely on. They both come across as a loner or a renegade type that is further enforced with their backstories and highlights their broken pasts. This is, in my opinion, a prototypical example of the classic cowboy figure with a modern twist to go with the time period. For young men, the 1980s proved to be a transitional time period in which earlier societal values of their elders appeared skewed in comparison to modern events. It was time of change, and with the change came a re-imaging of what it meant to be a man. Sadly, not everybody knew what that image meant, and they felt lost. With individuals trying to redefine themselves, there became present an opportunity for young men to connect with their counterparts in film. Counterparts like John McClane and Martin Riggs, who were trying to rebuild themselves as well. I feel this is one of the many reasons that Die Hard and Lethal Weapon became so popular. They gave young men a person to connect with and live vicariously through in hopes of satisfying that need to be the cowboy the young men had thought about since boyhood. Hans Gruber even refers to John McClane as cowboy throughout much of the film.
Mr. Mystery Guest. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Unless you want to open the front door for me.
No, I'm afraid not. But you have me at a loss. You know my name, but who are you? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child. Another orphan of a bankrupt culture who thinks he's John Wayne, Rambo, Marshall Dillon.
I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Riggs and McClane portray these renegade cowboy types that do not just represent, but have in a way become the law. This creates a paradox of sorts, as no man is above the law. So, how can the lawful to a fault cowboy character be the law but not be above it? The cowboy must be kept in check, must be grounded. Enter their counterparts, Murtaugh and Powell. In the Riggs-Murtaugh and McClane-Powell dynamic, both Murtaugh and Powell portray the steady constant to the rebellious Riggs and McClane. Roger Murtaugh and Al Powell, while being quite possibly the perfect counterpart to these respective individuals, are also cowboys in their own right, showing rational, no-nonsense, strong characteristics while portraying heavy amounts of integrity. This gives young men another individual to connect with in film. Murtaugh and Powell are the quintessential hard-working everyman who's just trying to do what he knows needs to be done and take care of his family. They are the only men Riggs and McClane trust. Though Murtaugh and Powell have different personalities and approach the job and the world differently than McClane and Riggs, McClane and Riggs trust them because they are viewed as equals, both morally and ethically. Filmmakers really hit the nail on the head with this trope. There is a reason the buddy cop idea has been duplicated over and over and over again. These films are designed to target a specific cultural feeling in young men. It gives those looking for something an outlet. For a brief moment in time, they can be anyone. They can be the hero. The characters of Lethal Weapon and Die Hard differ from each other in so many aspects that it gives young men a place to connect no matter their own personal situations. Action movies connect young men with a character that is similar to themselves while giving them the opportunity to live like a modern cowboy. Yippee-ki-yay.